Hey guys, it is Monday morning here in the Philippines, so it is time for us to do our premium car unboxing. And today we're kind of doing a throwback to 2018. We are going to be unboxing the Hot Wheels Premium Car Culture JDM set Japan Historics 2. One of my favorite JDM sets outside of JH1. Because this one is mostly Nissan, and it had two new castings in this lineup, the Laurel and the C210. And it also used probably Hot Wheels' most sought after JDM casting, the Datsun Bluebird 510. So we're going to unbox all five of these today, and we're going to do this in numeral order. So number one in the set, and it's probably number one with collectors, is the Datsun Bluebird 510. And it is a really cool car done in this silver with the ghosted in darker silver band stripes as like the Brie Datsun had. And actually this is a car that was at Brock Racing Enterprises. I'm not sure if it is Peter Brock's own personal like street car, or if it was a car they built for a customer or something like this, but if you do look at pictures, you'll find this car sitting in the background sometimes, and then you'll find pictures of this car throughout Google. So this is an actual one-to-one car that they modeled this after. So really cool piece. Green Light even does one of these in the same silver with the ghosted in stripes and such. So yeah, I guess it's a pretty popular car. So anyways, let's flip it around and take a look at the set. So here are your two new castings, your Nissan Laurel 2000 SGX and your Nissan Skyline C210. So once again, great set because they launched two new castings in this set, and for me it was great because it was mostly all Nissan, except for the one outcast, the Mazda RX3. But still, the Mazda RX3 is cool. I'm just a Nissan fan, so that's why I really dug this set when it came out. So let's go ahead and get this 510 off the card and take a look at him. And the one thing, this is like the first set that came out that had these big cards. So that was the one thing. I think there was one set, maybe two sets prior to this, or it could have been the first one when they went to the big cards for the car culture stuff. So that was the one downside to people, because they were like wanting the small cards so they can put them into regular standard Protecto packs and it would fit in with all the other car culture stuff. But since then, we've kind of gotten used to them and adapted. So anyways, the one thing cool about the bigger cards was that they stepped it up a notch and started detailing all of the lights and such. As you can see, this even has your emblem in the grille, detailed headlights, detailed grille, and the grille on these are part of the casting, so it's, or part of the chassis casting, I'm sorry. They kind of help block in the front. The grille slides into this opening in the body. But yes, for them to detail like the chassis parts now with tampos and stuff is pretty cool. They've been doing that a lot lately on their premium stuff, so it really helps step it up. Before, they would only detail lights and stuff if it was part of the body on the premiums. And prior to going to the big card and going to the next level, when they were on the small cards, they got no light treatment at all. All they got was the metal base and rubber tires, but the body itself was still kind of done up like a regular mainline car. That's kind of like JH1. That's the downside of JH1, is there's really no light details, no grille details. But these, on the other hand, they kind of stepped it up tremendously. As you can see, it's got the emblem on the deck lid, detailed tail lights and backup lights, and then you have a ghosted in stripe on the roof, hood, and deck lid. So the off-centered stripe, which is cool. And then all of your details on this little guy, the marker lights, your kind of ghosted in Gretty co-sponsor, and instead of saying Brie, it just says Datsun. So really, really cool casting. Really cool paint job. This is a car I'm going to be doing a comparison on, maybe even this weekend, is the 510. But the person that would probably win would be Tamika. But I'm going to only bring out the Hot Wheels, the Green Light, and the M2 and do an overall comparison of the three American companies that make the 510. So we'll be taking a look at that this weekend. So anyways, continuing to number 2. And number 2 is the Outcast of the series. Had a mishap, dropped him. So the Outcast is your Mazda RX3. So really cool orange. This is like a metallic orange. So we'll take a look at that when we get it out. It's really cool orange paint. Really cool card art on this one too. They all have this background with the Japanese, I think they're like cherry blossom trees, and the Japan Historics name and stuff, and then they just have everything done in like black and white in the background, and then you have the colored leaves of the trees, and then you have the colored print of the car. So really cool card art on these. And as I said, this Mazda RX3, this is the second appearance of this car, was in JH2. First appearance was JH1. That was the first time the car appeared, and that was actually probably my favorite variant of the car altogether, because it was that purple with the chrome 4 spokes. Looked really good. Although this orange metallic looks killer too. As you can see, all the metal flake inside the paint. It looks great. The Watanabe style wheels, or the super lights, whatever you want to call them. Japan, it would probably be Watanabe. So with the chrome lip, looks really good. And then you have, once again, Gretty on the bottom of the door near the rocker panel, detailed marker lights, detailed window trim. And then on this one, they detailed the front end up, a detailed grille and headlights. So very nicely done. And then your detailed tail lights. Very nice car. I think I would have preferred the chrome 4 spokes on this one over the Watanabes. But still, the Watanabes are very suiting for the car and the culture of the car and the era and such. So looks really good. I just kind of favor those 4 spokes on the JDM stuff now. Although the 6 spokes that they have out now looks good on the modern stuff like the R32s and 33s and 34s. But anyways, moving along. Let's go to number 3. And number 3 is also an older casting. This is your Nissan Fairlady Z. And once again, great card art for this car. Actually, the card art looks killer on this one. It looks better than the die cast, actually. But really, really cool piece. Looks good in the bright yellow. Looks great with the chrome 4 spokes. So glad to see that they're using chrome a lot in this set instead of your typical like black and such things like that. And one thing odd about this one, I will point out to you guys, I don't know if you've unboxed it, but unlike the other ones, this has like a plastic backing inside, like another piece of blister to kind of hold the car. I don't know why. I don't know if it was like when manufacturing to help hold it in place inside the blister, but as you can see, it kind of is like an insert. So kind of strange. First time I've noticed this on a regular retail release. I've noticed that like sometimes on RLC releases, because a lot of times you can see through the backside of the card or something like that. Then sometimes they just put it there, the extra backing piece in the blister. But sometimes it's actually a window to see on the other side of the card. But yeah, I haven't really ever noticed it on the retail releases. But this is a really cool casting. As I said, love the bright yellow on the car. Looks great. Detailed even with the door handles. And then once again, your Greddy and other co-sponsors, your Fairlady emblem. On the fender, detailed, I guess I could say header panel emblem. It's not a hood ornament because it's on the header panel. Detailed bumper, headlights, and such. Looks really, really good. Detailed tail lights, and once again your Fairlady Z 240 emblem. Looks really good. And this one actually has a color matched base, unlike the others so far. This actually has the base done in body color. So that's another odd thing about this one, besides just the packaging, that the base is color matched. I guess it's because of the front bumper and rear bumper is part of the base, so they had to kind of do that to make it look more realistic, because if not, it would have been like the cast finish. So now I kind of understand why. So now it's time for the two new castings, and I'll put him over there since he's the oddball in the set, and then put the other two Nissans there when we unbox them. So number 4 in the lineup is your Nissan Laurel 2000 SGX. And this is a really cool car. Was really happy to see this come out. I have a few more of these. I think I have the one from the new Nissan set, and then I have the Golf Racing Edition. I don't know if I still have the Team Transporter or not. I will have to look, but the Team Transporter one was the second appearance of the car when the Greddy livery. So that was the second time the car appeared, and then after that, I can't remember if it was the Golf. Maybe it was in the Golf lineup, but yeah, Greddy was your second one in the Team Transport, which is also a cool one. So let's get him out and get a better look at him. And cool choice of color. It's your like a metallic green, and it's not your typical shade like some high impact neon color. This is kind of a more conservative, darker color, but it has like a, I don't know, pearl essence, like metal flake that kind of gives it like a gold appeal to it. So really cool color on this Laurel. And then another thing that's really cool are these little four spokes, the small diameter, which is really cool. It gives it that more realistic JDM appearance to it with the small diameter wheel, and it gives it that slammed look to it. Really sets on the ground. Really nice casting. Detailed grille, headlights, and then you have your chrome bumper, which is cool. And then chrome rear bumper, which is also really cool. Detailed tail lights, and then your Laurel emblem on the deck lid, and then another chrome, well, detailed simulated chrome piece of trim. Laurel on the quarter panel, the Greddy, and the other co-sponsor stickers, I call them. Then your B-pillar emblems, door handles, door locks. Really, really cool casting. Yeah, I really dig these little cars. These kind of remind me of like the Datsun 710 in a way. But yeah, really, really cool piece. So the next one is also a first edition, and this is your Nissan Skyline C210. So if you're big into the JDM circa, you know, like the Hako is the C10, kind of like the Chevy truck, and then the Ken Mary is your C110. Now this is your C210. So after this one, I'm not sure if where they dropped the name, if it's like C210, and then after that would have been like the R30. So I'm not sure if they call that C anything. But anyways, yeah, you had your first gen from Nissan, which was your C10 Hako, then your Kenmary, which was the C110, and then you have this guy, the C210. So, anyways, this looks great in this purple metallic color. Chrome 4 spokes, once again, looks really good. Card art looks good. I would say out of all the card art, my favorite is probably from the Fairlady Z. That just looks really good, the card art of that car. But yeah, all the card art on these is really nice. JH1 was really nice too. I have no complaints about it. Just wish it was on the bigger cards, or I wish all the other ones would have stayed on the smaller cards. I prefer the smaller cards because it's easier to find places to hang them on the wall if you do keep them carded. So, yeah, that's the one downside about the big cards. And then finding protectors is getting easier nowadays, but it was a challenge when they first started doing this. Now more and more people are making the bigger protectos, so it's not so bad. So let's get this guy out and take a look at him. So, this, once again, is nicely done in this metallic purple. And with the small diameter chrome 4 spokes, once again, Gretty on the bottom of the door, Skyline emblems on your rear quarter panel. Looks good with the beige style interior. And this once again has chrome bumpers too. And really nicely detailed back end with the tail lights. And then there's the license plate area, your Skyline emblems again, and then on the side here, same thing, detailed door handles and such. And this one actually has windows up on the casting too, whereas like these others don't. The Fairlady does, and so does the RX3. So that was the one thing I noticed on the Riv. Because it's kind of cool because it gives it that look. You can see the trim pieces here for like the rear quarter glass, because this would have been like a hard top, as we call for the American muscle cars, where there's no post once you roll down the windows. But if you roll them up, you do have that really fine piece of chrome trim there. So really cool that they actually put that there to kind of indicate that trim piece. So really cool casting, and then you have your detailed grille. And then on this one, really like the grille area because it's really nicely done. Headlights, and then on the bumpers they even took time to detail the little marker lights, front and rear, as you can see. So on these castings, there must be like multi-piece on these, because you have your die-cast chassis, but the bumpers are not part of the chassis. The bumpers feel like plastic. So you would assume that the chrome bumpers would be part of your interior bucket, but they're not, because your interior bucket is beige. Just like on this guy, you have your interior bucket is black, but you still have the chrome bumpers, which once again are not part of your chassis. So really cool that they took the time to add these extra pieces to this casting to give it more of a realistic look. They did that with both of these, so really cool. And as you can see, the grille is even like the chrome trim, so I guess this is one big piece here, your chrome grille, and then the center insert on the bumper. Now, as you can see, the sides of the bumper are cast metal, so kind of cool. It's a multi-piece casting, whereas it's just usually 4 pieces. You have your base, you have your interior, your windows, and then the body. Now, these 2 castings have these front and rear bumper sections, your base, your windows, and your interior and body. So, pretty cool, and it does add a very nice detail to have the chrome bumpers and such on these cars. So guys, this is our classic unboxing of JH2. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope I gave you a close-up look in case you do have this set and you don't want to open it. So we will be back on Wednesday with a more premium unboxing. And excuse me guys, a little choked up this morning talking too much, I guess. So anyways, we'll be back on Wednesday with our more exclusive premium unboxing. We have a couple of new mini GT cars to take a look at, and I'm going to throw a couple of older ones in the mix too that we haven't looked at. So we'll be doing a mini GT unboxing on some Liberty Walk kits on the GTR and on the Huracan. And then we'll look at a couple of older release GTRs. Then on the weekend, as I said, we'll probably be doing a comparison video on the 510s, just to kind of see the differences and see who does it best with the American brands. So anyways, guys, if you have not subscribed yet, please remember to do so. Please give me a thumbs up, and please share the video and tell your friends about my channel. I left the little icon here on the right side for you to hit that little icon and subscribe, and then to the left there is a link for the unboxing of JH1 if you'd like to check it out, so you can kind of see JH1 being unboxed right after JH2. So thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy the first part of your week, and I will see you on Wednesday.